Miss Meckline.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years?
Stockbroker.
Yeah, probably stockbroker, probably in Chicago or New York or something
So you're
like
saying
that.
pretty successful?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. And what is your name?
Linda Goldberg.
And where do you see yourself in the future?
I see myself very successful, not pretty successful.
Okay. Are you going to be married, working?
In about 10 years, I'll be married, maybe one kid. I'll be a lawyer.
Okay, a boy or girl?
Girl. Boy, I don't know, either.
Either one.
If I've been acting just a little strange and you have noticed it too, it's 'cause
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates of the class of 1991, and welcome to the 34th annual commencement ceremonies. In recent years, we have had the honor of knowing two men who have accomplished astonishing feats and have made a positive change for the people they have directly influenced. They are the President of the United States and Dr. Eugene White. Both achieved unsurpassed popularity by we the people after only a short time in office. And just as the President of the United States brought back pride in America, Dr. Eugene White brought back spirit to North Central, which has allowed our entire student body, but especially the seniors, to excel. Although Dr. White is at the forefront of leadership in North Central, the level of school spirit our school has attained would not have been possible without the seniors of the class of 1991. We are one of the smallest classes in North Central's history, yet we have managed not only to renew Panther pride, but also to set new standards for all North Central students. In our senior-sponsored blood drive, more students registered to donate than in any year since the conception of the blood drive over 15 years ago, which proves once again that the class of 1991 was successful in stirring up school spirit for the entire student body. This year, our basketball team, led by 4 outstanding seniors, went all the way to regionals, a feat which hasn't been accomplished since 1979. The class of 1991 was the first class in North Central's history to formally honor our parents with a senior parent brunch. And the class of 1991 is the first class in North Central's history to have the honor of recognizing our exceptional alumni with the North Central Hall of Fame. Many other records were set among this year's graduating seniors, and I am proud to have set one myself as the first female president of North Central's National Honor Society. It is possible that the class of 1991 will turn out a president of the United States. It is possible that the class of 1991 will eventually turn out another Whoopi Goldberg or Dustin Hoffman. It is also possible that the class of 1991 will turn out a Michael Jordan or a Larry Bird. But no matter what avenue we take, we will no doubt succeed, because North Central has provided us with extraordinary opportunities in academics, performing arts, and athletics. At this time of remembrance, I'd like us to remember some people who were very special to us all. Mr. Carl E. Sams, Carrie Krause, Megan Parker, Carlton Purnell, Danny Hill, Courtney Hughes, and Lee Garrity. Thank you very much for touching our lives. You will remain forever in our hearts. Like the President of the United States, George Bush, our Commander-in-Chief, Dr. Eugene White, is also only as good as the men and women he surrounds himself with. Therefore, on behalf of the class of 1991, I would like to thank our counselors, administrators, teachers, and parents who have been instrumental to our success in receiving the best possible education and the greatest possible opportunity for a successful future. Among them are Dr. Jan Guffin, our Secretary of State, Mrs. Sylvia Lane, Mr. Billy Walker, Mr. C. E. Quant, Mr. William Boer, and Mr. Larry Young, our Secretaries of Defense, Mrs. Joan Brinkmeyer, Governor of the Class of 1991, and our Congress, the Triangle Club, and our wonderful and supportive parents. Thank you very much for a wonderful senior year, and a memorable high school experience.
August 24th, 1990. That evening, most of North Central was headed up to Carmel. Now, although this sounds more like a nightmare, in fact, it was the realization of a beautiful dream. We knew we were better than Carmel. In fact, we were better than any other school in the state. But for some reason, we had a hard time showing it. Turnout to competitions of any kind was low. So when Dr. White announced that this year's senior class was going to bring spirit back to North Central, there was skepticism. It wasn't a matter of shame that we didn't attend our games. We had won state championships from the past for 3 years in everything from speech to music to tennis. It was apathy. So why would things change now? Well, here was the game that would tell all. It was a game against our arch rival, but dangerously, it was an away game, and no one ever went to away games. Yet, incredibly enough, there were cars with small, enviable teacher stickers on the back headed up north. There were cars with White Panther tags dangling from the rearview mirror headed north. And leading the pack, there were cars with the White Panther tags and 1 or 2 years' worth of peeling Panther parking stickers. Those were the seniors. And we were doing for what for 3 years had been the unthinkable. We were bringing spirit back to North Central. This senior class was a little more intelligent than the rest. We started believing what we already knew, that North Central was good. And so, during the fall, the sports teams began to set up a relay of cheer blocks. Girls cross country went to the football games, football players went to the cross country meets, and it seemed like everyone went to at least one basketball game in particular. In fact, North Central was very good because North Central was a public school. Now, for those parents who sent their kids to such private schools as Brebeuf, Park Tudor, and Cathedral Prep, public education meant a poor education. Tell me then, which school had Learning Unlimited, a career center, a performing arts department, and the International Baccalaureate program? Out of their senior class, how many were accepted to such schools as Harvard, Yale, Brown, and University of Pennsylvania? North Central's senior class had the most. Now, this may sound surprising that North Central, a public school, beat the private schools in the number of people who are accepted early to Ivy League colleges, but it shouldn't be. Because North Central knew that our students didn't need a private education to receive an outstanding education. We just needed reality. So that Friday night at the football game, North Central students sat in the stands and looked around proudly to see that the stands were filled. The stands were filled at Carmel. North Central was good. We were intelligent enough to know that, but now we were mature enough to start believing it. North Central began to rally on the field and in the classroom. There was no proper verbal way in which we could thank our parents and teachers. So instead, we made them proud enough to say, our kids went to the public school, North Central High School. North Central is good. We not only proved this, but we backed it up with cheers. And so as we join the real world, we realize that we have been well prepared by North Central. And we realize that it is very appropriate that we are at commencement today, because bringing spirit back to North Central was only the beginning of the many impossible dreams that we will make reality. North Central, be proud. We made it work.
The North Central High School faculty and staff are very honored to have been associated with this outstanding group of young people. I will always have a very special feeling for this class because you were my first class at North Central. And as they said, you definitely brought spirit back. And I said the other night, maybe you didn't only bring spirit back, maybe you created spirit, because I've been told by past graduates it was never so hot anyway. But it was hot this year because you made it so. And I appreciate that. You showed us how to support each other. You demonstrated camaraderie, pride, and dedication. This year, I have received many personal accolades and honors from the media, from parents, and from patrons. However, without the help of students, especially senior students, I wouldn't have shone so brightly. I thank you very much, members of the class of 1991, for all your support this year. Now, I want to tell you, everyone, that the real heroes of North Central High School are our teachers and our administrators. It goes a lot deeper than Dr. White. Dr. White can stir it up, but other people have to cook it. And these people do a good job of cooking instruction every day. With the staff of North Central High School, please stand. Let's give them a big hand. In front of God and man, let me say to you, thank you so very much. Not only for what you've done for me this year, but what you've done for our seniors over 4 years in North Central High School. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the scholarship of the class is best exemplified by its top 2 scholars. At this time, I'm honored to present to you the salutatorium for the class of 1991, a young man graduating number 2. He received 1 B, and that B came at 9th grade physical education. And he resolved that he would never get another one, and he hasn't. He has a 3.979 on a 4-point scale. The amazing thing about this class is we have several other young people with only 1 B in this class. So I commend you also. He won by a fraction of a point because the class is very talented. I'm very impressed with this young man because he achieved these honors while matriculating in the toughest academic curriculum we have, and that is the International Baccalaureate program. It's my honor at this particular time to present to you our salutatorium, Kenneth C. Chow. Kenneth? The number 1 student in this class needs no introduction because you've heard her name so many times, you can say it in your sleep. She is number 1 in the class. She has made all A's at North Central High School. She made all A's while matriculating in the International Baccalaureate program. I can say many things about her, but they will not be sufficient to really describe this young lady and her impact on North Central High School. So let me just say, we shall always remember her and her achievements, but even more, remember that smile and those big eyes and that positive outlook.